or certainly not in my mind. I don't know about any of the other family members, but it's not something that's ever been openly discussed that anyone else thought for one moment that Jordan might take his own life.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because you think on the surface, and you mentioned, I've seen the pictures, good looking lad, prime of his kind of youth, 34 years young for a guy. You know, girlfriend, seems happy, content with his great own house, which is very difficult, by the way, at that age. And close to his parents, in communication with both of them, friendship group, like you said, and some of the memorials, the comments from his friends at the funeral and thereafter about how he was and the light of the party, and you wouldn't add two and two together, and on the and this is what I find in a lot of my coaching clients, and when I worked as a doctor, see a lot of men in their 30s and 40s. It's a thing of inside they might be really, really struggling, but they are so good at putting on a mask. And actually 2 years ago, a Roman Kemp, Martin Kemp's son, that you might have seen that documentary was fantastic because he talks about his friend who worked in radio with him. And then the day before, in August 2020, so less than a year after Jordan, one of Roman Kemp's friends, similar story, as in he was struggling on tablets, but nobody knew. Literally nobody knew that. Gary Speed's another example as well. I remember watching Football Focus that same day. I got a text from my friend. He actually phoned me, and I was a medical student then, and I thought something had happened. And he phoned me in panicking because he's like, Asif, we literally saw Football Focus at 12:30 and the same day. And that really sparked my interest in mental health. And I wanted to do psychiatry thereafter because I thought, gosh, things we can see like ECG, we can see heart problems, we can do an X-ray, we can do a blood test to look for deficiencies, ailments, physical ailments. But for mental health, we cannot see. Even an MRI of the brain, actually, you won't be able to see. You can do a blood test and you can't measure levels of serotonin, or you can't measure anything like that. You measure levels of dopamine, etc. So there's actually no way to find out other than speaking to the person, and that again is contingent upon what they devolve to you. What they say to you, that's contingent. And women because women are more right side brain, they are more emotive in their language. Men are more left sided with their brain, more logical and rational. And he might have thought, you're my father, there's nothing that you can do to help me with this pain. You want a psychiatrist, etc. And this is the logic. I'm speaking from a patient point of view. This is the logical side of men's brains. You're my employer, or you might be my father, you might be my best friend. But actually, there's nothing that you can do. Even you're my GP. There's nothing that you can do to solve this pain. I'm taking tablets. I've had 14 weeks of therapy, talking therapy, CBT. I've had reframing and all sorts. I've got a loving girlfriend, but nobody can solve this pain. And that's what I find. Even now, I've not got an answer to this. I've not got an answer to how do we get men to say, I'm struggling.